Hey guys, hello and a very warm welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be starting up with a very important topic, and the topic is about the Malwa Plateau. Okay, so we will be looking at the Malwa Malwa Plateau. Okay, so I hope you all understand about Malwa Plateau, that it is a part of the basically the central region of India. Okay, and first of all, let me tell you that there are two different kinds of river system under the Malwa Plateau system. Okay, so when we study the river systems, so there is one is the Mahi river system, which you would have heard, a river Mahi. Okay, so what is Mahi famous for? That it cuts the Tropic of Cancer twice. Okay, so you can write this down, that it cuts the Tropic of Cancer twice. And the other system, first one is the Mahi system, and the second one is the Chambal river system. Okay, Chambal river system. So if I talk about the Chambal river system, so here we are basically looking at the Chambal river system, and we'll write here, and the Sindh river system, Sindh. Okay, so Sindh river system. So what does this mean? So these two are basically the tributaries of Yamuna, as we all know. We know this. Okay, so tributaries of Yamuna. Okay, and these are draining into Malwa Plateau. Okay, now there are certain other features that you should know about this. Okay, so one of the feature is that it is having a kind of a badland topography. Okay, so what does this mean? There are many kinds of ravines and gullies. Okay, so ravines, Ravines, ravines. Sorry for the writing, actually digitally it just is difficult to write without a pen. So ravines and gullies. Okay, so these are the things which constitutes the badland topography. Okay, so there are ravines, there are gullies, and they are the ones which basically are the reason for the badland topography. Okay, another thing that you should know, that of course if I'm talking about the badland topography, so there would be a very less, or we can say no vegetation. Okay, so there would be no vegetation. Okay, so these are certain facts that you need to appreciate, that you need to know. Okay, so there is no vegetation there. So I'm talking about the badland topography, and it is formed because of the ravines and the gullies, and there are no vegetation. Okay, so we can say that it is a barren land kind of. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so we can say that it is a kind of a badland. Now let me just tell you some other things, some other important things. Like if I draw a kind of a rough map of India. Okay, so when we look at India, so there is this region around this area. Okay, and it looks something like this region. Okay, so this region is looking like a hockey stick, and hence this region is called as the hockey stick region. Okay, hockey stick region. Okay, so hockey stick region. So you need to know this also, because this has been asked sometimes in the exams. Okay, so what is the hockey stick region? So this region that you can see here is basically the hockey stick region, and it is a highly drought prone area. Okay, so droughts are very frequent here, so this is a highly drought prone area. Okay, So drought prone area is what this hockey stick region. Okay, now in this hockey stick region, if I'm talking about this hockey stick region, so this is basically also under the Deccan area, okay, but basically this is the Malwa region, and this region, as you all know, is very popular for black soil. Okay, it is very popular for black soil, and in the black soil what we are growing, basically we are growing cotton extensively. Also there is a growth of sugar cane, but actually sugar cane is not a good crop to grow there, and because of that reason, farmer suicide is very popular there. Why? Because we can see that there are lots and lots of cases that are coming from that area. Okay. So why is that happening? That is happening because farmers are growing the crops which are not suitable for that soil. Yes, if we consider cotton, it is a most suitable soil that you can find, black soil. Okay, but when we are growing sugar cane or things like that there, so it is not a good idea. Okay, so hence it is this area is having the highest rates of farmer suicide. So we should know, government should intervene, and the farmers should be educated that what kind of crops can be grown which would help them in gaining their profits. Okay, we cannot grow every crop at every place, right? So that's the thing. Okay, also apart from cotton, it is also very popular for oil seeds. Okay, so it is also very popular for oil seeds. Okay, fine. Now also let me tell you one important thing from the cultural aspect. So it is having a kind of a fusion culture. Fusion means mixture of 2 and 3 cultures. Okay, so fusion culture is seen in Malwa Plateau region. Okay, now let me come to the next plateau region. So what is the next plateau region? The next plateau region is the Bundelkhand Plateau region. Okay, the next plateau region is the Bundelkhand Plateau region. Okay, so when I'm talking about Bundelkhand, so it is having a senile topography. Very important point. Okay, first point that comes into our mind when we talk about Bundelkhand is what is the senile topography. So this region is having a senile topography. So you can explore the meaning of senile topography. So what is a senile topography? Basically this is a kind of a topography which is sorry, senile. What does the word what is the meaning of the word senile when we talk in the, like, in the general languages? So senile basically means old. Okay, so the topography is old. So when we see a old topography, so would it be a fertile area? No. So fertility is not there. Okay, so a bad land topography, not a bad land but a senile topography. Okay, so senile topography is there in the Bundelkhand region. Also in the Bundelkhand region, in the southern part of the Bundelkhand region, in the southern part there are high number of industries. Okay, so there are high number of industries. So this is a point that you should know. Okay, and in the northern Bundelkhand areas, um, the agricultural fields are there. Okay, the agricultural fields, you can write this down. Okay, agricultural fields. So these are certain things about Bundelkhand region. Also when I'm talking about the Bundelkhand region, so the diamonds is something that is found in this region. And when I'm talking about diamonds, so the most important one is Panna, and we all know where is Panna, very famous Panna Tiger Reserve. So it is in Madhya Pradesh, MP. Okay, so in MP, diamonds diamond mining areas are there. This is the most important one, but we have other diamond mining areas as well, like the area of Golconda, Golkonda, Golconda. Okay, then we have your Kollur, Kollur, Kollur. Okay, then we are also having the place called as Gulbarga, Gulbarga. Okay, then we are also having the what you can remember. Okay, um, we can say that Vajra, Vajra. Let me write it. This is not okay. I'm writing it here. Vajra, Vajra. This is W. Okay, Vajra, Karur, Vajra, Karur. So Golconda is in Andhra Pradesh. So you can write that also down. So this is in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, then we have Kollur also in Andhra Pradesh. So you can remember them as examples. Then we have sorry, the Gulbarga in Karnataka. Okay, then okay, why I have given you Vajra Karur. Okay, so Vajra Karur is in, where is Vajra Karur? Vajra Karur is again in Andhra Pradesh. So we can see that the mines are going to the areas like Vajra Karur, to the areas like Gulbarga in Karnataka, to Panna in Madhya Pradesh. So you can see the extent to which the Bundelkhand plateau is spread. Okay, I'll show you a map also where all these plateaus are marked, so that you can easily make out that what we are talking about and what is the exact place. Okay, so we will talk about that also, don't worry. So now let me come to the next important thing, Vindhya range. Vindhya range. Vindhya range. So when I am talking about Vindhya range, so this is a very important topic again. Okay, Vindhya range is going up to 1000 kilometers, so a large long range. Okay, 1000 kilometers is like a good length of spread area. Okay, so 1000 kilometer Vindhya range is there, and it is a water divide. Okay, it is a perfect water divide. Okay, also because of this, what is happening, because of this water divide, the rivers from the northern part of the Vindhya range are draining into the Malwa and the Bundelkhand region. Okay, so they are draining into Malwa and the Bundelkhand region. Okay, okay, so yeah, so Vindhya range is all the rivers that are originating from the northern part of the Vindhya range are going to flow towards the Malwa and the Bundelkhand region. So this is something we talked about. Now also we need to understand in the Vindhya range a river which is very important river. We all know the name Narmada. So Narmada is the river that is originating from the Vindhya range, and this is the longest west flowing river. West flowing river. Okay, so this is the longest west flowing river, that is Narmada. Okay, so it is originating, it is basically flowing from the between of Vindhya range and the Satpura range. We all know this. Okay, so first here is like Vindhya range, and then there is the Satpura range, and Narmada is flowing from between the two. Okay, so this is how it is flowing. Okay, now let me just let me just give you some of the important things. Okay, so how is Narmada flowing between the Vindhya and the Satpura? So Vindhya and the Satpura is basically there is this block mountains. Okay, the block mountains. So the block mountains are like this. Okay, the formation of block mountains is like this. So this is how they look, and from between the river is flowing. Okay, the mountains are on both the sides. But how is this block mountain forming? So basically, let me give you a briefly, let me explain to you. Like, this is a mountain block. Okay, this is a block, it is not yet, having any kind of subduction. Now it is going to undergo subduction from the middle part. Okay, like from this area it is going to be getting subdued. Okay, and as a result of getting subdued, it is going to form a structure like this, something like this. Okay, and these are like, these both area are, these both like the area that are, what do we call it, the area that are exposed are the block mountains, and the area that is depressed is the subduction that is formed. Okay, so this area has subsided like this. Okay, so this is how block mountains are being formed. And one more important point that you should know from about Vindhya is that when I look at my India, like if I draw a quick rough structure of India, sorry, so please ignore this part. So it is present somewhere around this area. Okay, so like Vidyanchal is there, and then Satpura is there. Sorry, so they are present around this area. So what is happening is that it is dividing the northern India with the southern India. Okay, not in the actual terms it is dividing, but actually you can say that it is a cultural division that is happening. Okay, so the North Indian culture and the South Indian culture, after you go beyond Vindhya and Satpura, you are going to experience a different culture, whereas when you move upwards from Vindhya and Satpura, so you are going to experience a northern culture, and here you are going to experience a southern culture. So it is known as a cultural divide. Okay, so we call Vindhya range as the cultural divide. So I hope that this much is clear to you. Now we'll be moving forward. After Vindhya, we'll be studying about a very important range, again a twin range along with Vindhya, that is Satpura range. Okay, so let me start up with Satpura range. Is this color visible? Yeah, it is. Okay, so let us talk about Satpura range. Satpura, this is A. Okay, Satpura range, range. So whenever I am talking about the Satpura range, so what is happening in the Satpura range is, first of all, it is located south to Vindhyas, as I told you right now, and it is a discontinuous chain of mountains. Okay, so one of the features is it is discontinuous. Okay, so this is a discontinuous chain of mountain, and it is flowing parallel to Vindhyas. Some important hills of Satpura range that you should know is the Gwali, Gwaligarh, Gwaligarh Hills. Okay, Gwaligarh Hills. So I'm writing it like this. Then we have the other important one, that is Rajpipla Hills. The names are easy to remember. You can remember it once you revise it like once or twice. Okay, so Rajpipla Hills. I'm also dictating at the same time, because what is happening is that it is difficult to write digitally. So I'm dictating side by side so that you are able to understand if you are missing on something. Okay, then we have Mahadaya Hills, Mahadeo, Mahadeo Hills. We all know, you can add it onto the other words as well. Mahadeo Hills. Then we are having Maikal range, again very important, Maikal Maikal range. Okay, so these are certain important ranges of Satpura that you should remember. Okay, also the Satpura range is experiencing a comparatively better rainfall than Vindhya. Okay, so there is this comparison that I'm drawing. So uh, in accordance with the in accordance to the comparison to Vindhya, this is having a higher and a good amount of rainfall. Okay, okay. Also there are certain rivers that are originating from the Satpura range. So what are those rivers? So certain rivers like Amarkantak, Amarkantak. Then we have a river that is called as Son River, S-O-N, Son River. Then we are having another river, Narmada. So Narmada is originating. Okay, so Narmada, so these are like very proximate to each other, and they are originating from Satpura. Now let us talk about let us talk about uh, we'll talk about dams. Okay, when I'm going to give you a lecture on all the rivers, I'm going to give you a lecture on all the rivers combined, east flowing rivers as well as the west flowing rivers, and I'm going to be talking about all the dams at the same time. Okay, so that is the video I'm looking forward to, and it is prepared, just a few changes are needing few changes needed to be done, and then I'm going to upload it. Okay, now we have a twin river to Narmada, that is Tapi, which is again a west flowing river. Okay, it is ending up into Arabian Sea, and it flows parallel to Narmada. Okay, and it is called a twin river of Narmada. Okay, now let me talk about Mahadeo and Maikal range. So when I'm talking about the Mahadeo and Maikal range, so these two are large in large, having a large range of mineral resources. Range of mineral resources. Mineral resources. Okay, so they are having large range of mineral resources. What? Mahadeo and Maikal. Okay, and Amarkantak, Amarkantak, Amarkantak is having vast coal reserves. Okay, and also when we talk about the tribal population, so Satpura is highly habitated by the tribal population. Okay, and they are having unique cultural identities. Then also there is the problem of Naxalism is there in Satpura. Okay, so Naxalism issue is also there. Okay, then we can also know that Satpura, we are talking about Satpura. Okay, currently, so Satpura is having many metallic and fuel minerals. Let me write it here, metallic. I'm just writing the keywords, okay, so you can make down the whole sentence. Metallic and fuel minerals are found in the Satpura area. Okay, great. Now let us talk about the other plateau, that is the Chota Nagpur Plateau. Okay, so Chota Nagpur Plateau. Chota Nagpur Plateau. So when we are talking about the Chota Nagpur Plateau, so if I draw a rough map where you can find it. Also, I'm going to give you a map, don't worry, about all the plateau regions so that you get a better understanding. I'm currently just discussing the features, okay. Now if I'm talking about this area, so this is the area where, like in this area, around this area is where the Chota Nagpur Plateau is found, okay. So this is the location basically, and we have around it the hills, like we have Raj Mahal Hills, okay. Then we have the Hazaribagh Plateau region, and then the other areas also, which we are going to be able to discuss more briefly, more properly when we are looking at the map. So Chota Nagpur Plateau, the important river which is draining the Chota Nagpur Plateau is called as the Damodar River, and Damodar River is popular in the name of okay, so Damodar River, okay. So it is of course it is a tributary of Hooghly and a distributary of Ganga, we all know, okay. Then there are other rivers like Swarna Rekha, Subarna Rekha, and Swarn is a word that you can remember, as this river had, earlier it used to have the gold minerals in it, okay. So you can just relate it in order to remember it, like Swarn, Subarn or Swarn, okay. Swarn means gold in Hindi, okay. So in that way you can remember this river, okay. Now it is these rivers are originating in the Chota Nagpur Plateau, okay. And also there is another river, let me write it here, Brahmini river is also the one that is originating from the Chota Nagpur Plateau region, okay. And CNP and Chota Nagpur Plateau region, hence is, we can say that it is drained by many rivers, okay. Now, yes, as I told you earlier, what do we call Damodar as? Popularly, what is Damodar river known as? It is known as the sorrow of, not Bihar, sorrow of Bengal, okay. So this is a confusion amongst many people. They consider Damodar river because it is flowing through Bihar region, so it doesn't mean that it is sorrow of Bihar, okay. It is a sorrow of Bengal because it causes floods in the Bengal region, okay, because it is entering into Bengal, and it divides the Damodar river. Like if I consider this area to be like the Chota Nagpur, just imagine, okay. So the Damodar river, how is it flowing? The Damodar river is basically flowing from the middle area, and it is dividing it into two parts, okay. It is dividing the Damodar, sorry, not Damodar, the Chota Nagpur Plateau into two parts, okay. Now you need to understand certain important things about Damodar river again. So there is Damodar River Valley project, Damodar River Valley project, River Valley project. So what is this project? This is a multi-purpose river valley project, okay. And this is like the first river valley project that has been ever introduced, first multi-purpose river valley project, okay. And how it is multi-purpose? First of all, it is doing the what is the basic purpose of water supply, okay. So it is there for the uninterrupted water supply to India, because the river is also going into Bangladesh, okay. So we need to ensure that there is proper water supply in India, so for that it is there, okay. Then the soil erosion is being checked by this river valley project. Then it is many of the trees are there grown, so for afforestation, okay. Then we have scenic beauty, many tourists are attracted to this place, and it is basically important for the socio-economic development. So this is all about the Damodar river, okay. And what about the second multi-purpose river valley project? We know that it is in Bhakra Nangal, which we'll be studying when we will be doing the Bhakra Nangal in Himachal Pradesh and Punjab, okay. So this we are going to discuss, don't worry, okay. Then when I talk about the Damodar river, so it is also having vast coal reserves around it. So it is known as, sorry, reserves, vast coal reserves around it. So hence it is, because of high amounts of coal reserve, there is no biodiversity around the Damodar river. Hence a um, it is not having any kind of like biological activities are not there, okay, because it is not suitable for the any of the life to grow, because it is highly, having high coal reserves. Okay, other coal reserves in India: Jharkhand, West Bengal. West Bengal is like having many things, right? West Bengal. Then we have Odisha, and we have let me write here, Chhattisgarh. In the Chhattisgarh area, they're having vast coal reserves. Then, yeah, so these are the four areas basically where there are high levels of coal reserves. Okay, so also India is the world's third coal producer. Okay, so let us discuss about. I think we are done with the plateaus. Okay, one plateau is left, Shillong Plateau. Let me cover that also in this video itself, so that it's a wholesome video. Let us look at the Shillong Plateau. Okay, Shillong Plateau. So when I'm talking about the Shillong Plateau, so you know where is Shillong Plateau? Okay, the northeastern region, the most important hills are Garo, Khasi, Khasi, Garo, Khasi, and Jayantia. Garo, Khasi, and Jayantia, and these three hills belong to which place? They belong to Meghalaya. Meghalaya. Okay, so they are belonging to Meghalaya. Then all these are considering the Malwa Plateau. Sorry, Shillong Plateau. Okay, and these hills are separated from each other. Okay, they are separated by a gap that we usually call as Malwa Gap. Malda, Malda. Okay, Malwa Gap. So they are separated by the gap that is called as Malwa Gap. Okay, and there is a doab that is formed. What is a doab? Like if two rivers are draining like this, and the region in the middle of these two rivers is what is called as, this colored region is what is called as doab. Okay, so it is forming a doab with the Ganga and Jamuna of Bangladesh. Like not Ganga is what is called as Jamuna, so you can say Ganga and Jamuna in Bangladesh. Okay, now Mikir Hills in Assam is the extension. You have let me write it here, Mikir. Mikir Hills. In which area? They are in Assam. Mikir Hills in Assam area is the extension of this. Okay. Also certain other important things you need to know. The world's wettest place, earlier it used to be Cherrapunji, but now it has become Mawsynram. Okay, so both of them are important in the Meghalaya, in the Shillong Plateau. Cherrapunji, the Cherrapunji Hills was earlier the most wettest place. Now it is Mawsynram, Mausynram, Mawsynram. Okay, so these are certain facts that you need to know. It is sometimes asked, not if it is not asked in UPSC, it could be asked in UPSC, but sometimes it is also asked in the other state exams or or the SSC exams. So you should know about this. Okay, Okay, so okay, also you know that northeast is receiving high levels of rainfall. Okay, now because of the high level of rainfall, what we can infer from that is basically that it is going to be high in the erosion. Okay, so if it is high in the erosion, so it has extensive gully erosions. Okay, so gully gully erosions are there, which is leading to the formation of gullies in that area. So gully erosion is being experienced. Okay, and therefore because of these gully erosions, I'm writing here after this, because of this gully erosions, what is happening that the area, the Shillong Plateau, is basically forming the poly polygenetic polygenetic. Okay, so it is forming the polygenetic surface. Okay, polygenetic surface. Okay, there is a dense forest cover. Of course, if it is high in rainfall, so the forest cover is going to be dense. Okay, and there are many of the national parks and biosphere reserves that are there, which we are going to discuss in another video. I'm going to cover all the national parks and biosphere reserves. Then the average height of the Shillong Plateau, if I study about the height, so it is it has the second highest peak. Sorry, second highest peak. What is the name of the second highest peak? Nokrik. नौकरी होता है ना, ऐसे ही नौकरिक, you can remember it from that, नौकरिक. Okay, so the name of the peak is नौकरिक. This is why. Okay, okay, so also little bit of coal is found there, little some limestone formations are there. Okay, the area is very famous for citrus fruits. The area is very famous for citrus fruits. Okay, citrus fruits are the ones which are high in vitamin C. Okay, and of course we know that on the foothills what is happening, tea gardening. Foothills, every one of us know this foot important for tea. Northeast, okay, tea gardening. So on the foothills there is tea gardening that is there. Rubber plantations are also there, again a very very important and a very very famous thing. Rubber plantations are also there. Okay, and tourists are highly attracted to these places. Okay, okay, so with this we complete the plateau regions. And I hope you understood it well. Now in the next video I'm going to be creating a video with all the river systems that are there, so that along with the dams, so that you don't have to remember dams separately, and it actually make the remembering process very very easier. And I'm also going to give you the distinctions of the dam, if they are distincted on the basis of like oldest dam, highest dam, etc etc. We are going to look at the distinctions as well that are given to those dams. So I hope you are able to understand it well. So if you are having any doubts, the comment section is open for you guys, and please keep the comments respectable. Thank you so much guys, have a very nice day and take care, stay healthy.